So what do you guys think about Trump and the Ukrainian president, man? Can y'all believe it? We would have never saw that under any other admin. Never. The things that they're bringing to light on the government are things that the average Joe, right, I would never even think about. I would never think about some of the stuff they're spending millions and billions and tens of billions of dollars on. They say they got people collecting Social Security that are 150 years old and been collecting Social Security for, 40 years. That's the kind of thing that they got going on. How would we ever know that? We would never even know some of the stuff that we know. And they done, and I'm not saying that everything they're doing is 100% correct, but it ain't 100% wrong for sure. Stop the spending. They're starting to try to run the government as a business, and it is a business. It's big business. And just think, y'all, if we could actually, they're spending the amount of money that is getting blown, and all that, and kickbacks and all the stuff. They might not be able to prove all of it, but they can damn sure prove that we don't need to spend our money on that, right? I'm floored, really. I still, and they done created a website where you can see what Elon Musk and them are doing, and where the previous government, which is our government too, is spending money, and what they're spending money on. And then he says a lot of stuff is just checks written out, and there's no note or anything. It's just like, okay, $30 million to blah, blah, blah. It'd be like me or you writing a check for $3,000. I'm going to know where that check going for $3,000. I'm going to know exactly what it's for. And that's why there ain't no telling all the conspiracy theories that was going on, because see, big business, they didn't want Trump to win. The ones that were in the bed with Biden and admin, right? And you never know, some of these people that were trying to, assassinate Trump and some of the other little stuff and lock him up. They couldn't lock him up. He got out of that, and then they tried to kill him twice. He got out of that. But see, some of these big businesses that do have big government contracts, you never know their name or nothing. If they said their name, you would never even know it. They're not going to be getting any money now. A business that is solely dependent on government, and a lot of businesses are, on our federal government, they go bankrupt in one, yeah. And it's hundreds of billions of dollars, if not trillions of dollars, that businesses stand to lose. So when you see all this stuff, and you think back to, at least for me, I think back to when Trump got, when he was running for president, and they tried to somebody tried to assassinate him. We don't really know who was behind all that. I find it hard to believe that that an individual would just post up somewhere and take a shot at Trump without any kind of backing of any kind. I might be wrong, but never, you know. But when you look at everything as a whole, it's really like a freaking no-brainer. First, first thing they wanted to do, well, they didn't want to be president again, number one, because he you know, he rolled some heads when he was in there the first time. But I think he was so overwhelmed because he was used to being in business, you know, running businesses and stuff. And when he got in office in the first term, I think that he was like, he couldn't believe it, you know, the waste and all the little things that it takes to make things change. And the bureaucracy was like, he was just dumbfounded, you know. And I think it took, you know, 3 years of him, you know, analyzing and trying to work in that system and change the system some, and coming, and an outsider, which is what they considered him, a government employee. You know, he's not a government employee. So when he went in, he was I mean, he was pretty much shocked by all the waste and all the stuff. And then he didn't really understand all the bureaucracy that it would take to stop this, you know. The whole 4 years Biden was in office, Trump was putting a plan together. He was putting a team together, really. Because, I don't know, I guess he felt like, well, he learned a lot. He learned that how to get around all that by executive orders and some of the and the people that he wanted on his team. He was able. I think the best thing that ever happened was him not getting reelected right then, because by the time at the end of his term, his first term, it was all COVID stuff. Hell, it took, you know, not that Biden was doing anything productive, but you know, if Trump had stayed in office, well, he would have been in the midst of all this stuff and not really an outsider being able to analyze everything. I think he had people, himself included, analyzing all government movement, you know, at that level the whole time he was a civilian, for the 4 years that Biden was in. And he didn't really get to go out like he wanted to because of COVID. COVID changed everything, you know. I mean, unprecedented stuff that, you know, that there's no way that, because COVID was unprecedented. No president in the modern times had dealt with anything like that, you know. So I think what happened with him not being reelected, and whether it was a sham or not, or you know, stole the, you know, the votes or whatever was going on during that election, I don't know about all that, but I really, thinking back on it, man, I don't really see how in the world Biden even won. I really don't. But I think people had a mixed feeling about Trump and stuff, because of COVID, right? And because well, it wasn't normal business anymore, and we didn't know what the future held and all that. So by Trump standing back and being able to, on the sidelines, and watching and studying government policies, the way they spend money and the way they label spending and all that. And then, you know, he studied how to how to dodge some of the bureaucracy so he could get things done really quick. I mean, the executive orders that he did in the very beginning, first day, are unprecedented, man. You know, and you know, I don't believe in, you know, in everything that Trump is about, but I think he's doing right. And you know, I don't think Elon Musk is trying to seize control of our government. What a headache that would be for him. I mean, the richest dude in the world, he wants more money, more power. He doesn't strike me as that. I might be wrong, but he just doesn't strike me as that. Hell, he's probably not even getting a check. He's there. I mean, I couldn't think of a better person to really, you know, to streamline government. I mean, he went into Twitter and they said that when he bought Twitter, they said that he fired a bunch of people, and he said that, and they said, oh, Twitter, you know, Twitter's going under. Bought Twitter, fired a bunch of people, renamed it X, and they making money again with half the people, because he's got people that streamline, and our government is in desperate need of streamlining. They're saying they don't even use computers in some of the stuff that they do. They saying that, and the American people, we would never know this. They're saying that the computers in the government don't even talk to each other. You know, like, I don't know, like Home Depot's computers at one store is going to talk to the computers at another store. Our government, the richest in the world, everything that we think we are, we're not, because of technology being available and our government not even using it, but they spending money like they're using it. I tell you what, he's gonna go in there and he's fixing and there's gonna be some hurt people, and we're gonna hear a lot of crying about everything. But at the end of the day, he's gonna come right back to, well, you should have seized the moment while you was getting all that money for nothing. You know, you think that the gravy train was gonna ride out, right? You're gonna ride that gravy train forever? They knew when Trump got in there what he was gonna do. He was gonna make some changes. And I mean, it's unprecedented, man, really. Unprecedented. He's done more in the first freaking month, 6 weeks, than Biden did the whole time he was in office. Biden didn't do nothing but just, I don't think he was even mentally capable of doing that, of being the president. I don't know how he even won. And that's what Trump is saying. But you can't go back and change none of that. So Trump's not harping on that too hard. You know, because he knows now that he's got a very clear picture of what he needs to do. And when you talk to one of his people, you know, Elon or the press secretary or any of the people that are involved with his admin, when you ask them a question, it sounds just like Trump talking. They're all on the exact same page. And you know, Elon Musk and his computer savvy people, and him too, they're gonna cut government spending by the mere fact of being more efficient. And that's before they start even getting into, you know, the kickbacks and all that. You know, I guess, you know, you got to pick your battles. But I wouldn't be surprised if there ain't some indictments coming down behind some of this government spending and who knew what, when, and all that. Now, you don't see Trump and them too much focused on that right now. They're just trying to stop the payouts. Stop paying anybody. Don't pay nobody nothing. And then you'll have the people on the other side saying, well, now the women and children are starving in blah, blah country. You know, but that's not true. That's not true. They weren't getting the money anyway. I mean, you know, we're sending $10 billion somewhere and, you know, for a cause or whatever, and by the time it got to the cause, the money got to the cause, it was $10 million. Because everybody's getting a piece of it. Everybody. It's really disgusting, really. And then you look at our own society, what we're paying for fuel, you know, our own, just all of our stuff that we need to work on here. And they're talking about every American, tax-paying American, could get like $5,000 off the savings that they're saving thus far. And then people are always talking about, well, Elon shouldn't have access to people's personal data. No, but you got $15 an hour employees that have access to it and ain't doing right by it. So go figure. You know, I mean, I don't think Elon cares nothing about you know, stealing my identity. So I'm not worried about Elon Musk seeing my social and my date of birth. You know, they're just trying to, and well, I guess that's all they can do. We're gonna see. Our government is that they're doing the right thing, I think. And I've never really been into politics, but when I start seeing people spending money, I don't know how funny I am with the money. I start seeing people spend money like that on things that the average American citizen would never even think about, you know? I mean, how many of you guys would think that they would send, you know, $60 billion to another country for a study or something, when we're sitting here paying more for everything than we ever have before? Shoot, we can pull some of that money back, not all of it, but pull, you know, 80% of that money back, and now, you know, everything in our country, we should be one of the richest countries in the world, man. And it shows. They say that we're one of the richest countries in the world, but it don't show. People are struggling left and right. Anyway, so that's my political conversation for the week.